Esta. Afenia. Velesta Hadia.
From time immemorial, none have escaped the torment of war. But hidden deep in the world, there is a cure. Cast out from the territories of Aravia, the Dark Elves sought to reclaim their homeland. But the High Elves had not forgotten that the Dark Elves had fallen from grace. They still saw a menace that carried with it the influence of evil. After centuries of fighting, an armistice was reached. The terms would be discussed at the Conclave of the Elves, and it would be led by Queen Ava. She wished for her niece to attend, so that young Elhain learned something of the world. Elhain believed that the Dark Elves and the High Elves were more alike than anyone knew. Queen Ava forbade Elhain from sharing her radical notions with the rest of the Conclave. The summit devolved into insults and threats.
Never trust a blood traitor. Just like before.
The airing of grievances.
Please, I have evidence. It wasn't always like this. We've forgotten.
Her ideas were ill received.
A way forward together.
This is your hour of power.
There was one whom she had stirred with her words. The Dark Elf, Kale, had reason to believe Elhain.
What's going on, guys? Just give us a couple of minutes here, and we'll be ready to go. Lots of things to talk about this
Kale
week in
showed
Raid,
her that the shadow
including
that stained the
new
Dark
way to
Elf could
summon
be
champion.
purified.
What is it going to be? Find
But
out.
her race held the key. The two returned to the cave every night. They learned its secrets. And each other's. They promised each other that when the next conclave was held, they would meet in this very place. True to his word, Kale returned. Time passed. He waited and worried. She never came. Perhaps he had been wrong. Perhaps the compassion he had seen in Elhain's eyes was yet another deceit. A gambit designed to humiliate him, the way that High Elves always had. Kale poured himself into the cause of his race. He welded his broken heart shut with power. In the years that passed, the peace talks had failed. And now, the Dark Elves began a shadow war. A preemptive strike would announce the newfound strength of the Dark Elves. They would return to their rightful home.
This way.
Ava, show yourself! I know you are here.
Darkness rises, and so must light. Kale, will you answer the call?
Afenia, Valesta Hajia, Tyven Alesta. Afenia, Valesta Hajia, Tyven
From
Alesta.
time immemorial, none have escaped the torment of war. But hidden deep in the world, there is a cure. Cast out from the territories of Aravia, the Dark Elves sought to reclaim their homeland. But the High Elves had not forgotten that the Dark Elves had fallen from grace. They still saw a menace that carried with it the influence of evil. After centuries of fighting, an armistice was reached. The terms would be discussed at the Conclave of the Elves, and it would be led by Queen Ava. She wished for her niece to attend, so that young Elhain learned
Alright,
something
chat,
of the
something I
world.
really want you to guys think about is
Elhain
this
believed
new
that the
Hydra
Dark
head that
Elves and
Raid's
the
been
High
talking
Elves
about for the last,
were more
I don't know,
alike
2
than anyone
years.
knew.
What do we
Queen
think
Ava forbade Elhain
the abilities
from
on it
sharing
are
her
gonna be?
radical notions with the rest of the Conclave. The summit devolved into insults and threats.
Never trust a blood traitor. Just like before.
The airing of grievances.
Please, I have evidence. It wasn't always like this. We've forgotten.
Her ideas were ill received.
A way forward together.
We need to think about a new Hydra head, Bob. New Hydra
There
head
was
that's going to be
one
coming in.
whom
What
she
kind of
had stirred
abilities
with
do
her
we think is
words.
going to
The Dark
be in
Elf
that skill
Kale
kit?
had reason to believe Elhain. Kale showed her that the shadow that stained the Dark Elves could be purified. That her race held the key. The two returned to the cave every night. They learned its secrets. And each other's. They promised each other that when the next conclave was held, they would meet in this very place. True to his word, Kale returned. Time passed. He waited and worried. She never came. Perhaps he had been wrong. Perhaps the compassion he had seen in Elhain's eyes was yet another deceit. A gambit designed to humiliate him, the way that High Elves always had. Kael poured himself into the cause of his race. He welded his broken heart shut with power. In the years that passed, the peace talks had failed. And now, the Dark Elves began a shadow war. A preemptive strike would announce the newfound strength of the Dark Elves. They would return to their rightful home.
Queen's chambers are this way.
Ava, show yourself! I know you are here.
Darkness rises, and so must light. Kael, will you answer the call?
Afenya, Valesta Hajia, Tyven Alesta. Afenya, Valesta Hajia, Tyven
From
Alesta.
time immemorial, none have escaped the torment of war. But hidden deep in the world, there is a cure. Cast out from the territories of Aravia, the Dark Elves sought to reclaim their homeland. But the High Elves had not forgotten that the Dark Elves had fallen from grace. They still saw a menace that carried with it the influence of evil. After centuries of fighting, an armistice was reached. The terms would be discussed at the Conclave of the Elves, and it would be led by Queen Ava. She wished for her niece to attend, so that young Elhain learned something of the world. Elhain believed that the Dark Elves and the High Elves were more alike than anyone knew. Queen Ava forbade Elhain from sharing her radical notions with the rest of the Conclave. The summit devolved into insults and threats.
Never trust a blood traitor. Just like before.
The airing of grievances.
Please, I have evidence. It wasn't always like this. We've forgotten.
Her ideas were ill received.
There's a way forward together.
This is your hour apparent.
There was one whom she had stirred with her words. The Dark Elf Kael had reason to believe Elhain. Kael showed her that the shadow that stained the Dark Elves could be purified. That her race held the key. The two returned to the cave every night. They learned its secrets. And each other's. They promised each other that when the next conclave was held, they would meet in this very place. True to his word, Kale returned. Time passed. He waited and worried. She never came. Perhaps he had been wrong. Perhaps the compassion he had seen in Elhain's eyes was yet another deceit. A gambit designed to humiliate him, the way that high elves always had. Kale poured himself into the cause of his race. He welded his broken heart shut with power. In the years that passed, the peace talks had failed. And now, the Dark Elves began a shadow war. A preemptive strike would announce the newfound strength of the Dark Elves. They would return to their rightful home.
This way.
Ava, show yourself! I know you are here.
Darkness rises, and so must light. Kale, will you answer the call?
Afenia, Valesta Hajia, Tyven Alesta. Afenia, Valesta Hajia, Tyven
From
Alesta.
time immemorial, none have escaped the torment of war. But hidden deep in the world, there is a cure. Cast out from the territories of Aravia, the Dark Elves sought to reclaim their homeland. But the High Elves had not forgotten that the Dark Elves had fallen from grace. They still saw a menace that carried with it the influence of evil. After centuries of fighting, an armistice was reached. The terms would be discussed at the conclave of the elves, and it would be led by Queen Ava. She wished for her niece to attend, so that young Elhain learned something of the world. Elhain believed that the Dark Elves and the High Elves were more alike than anyone knew. Queen Ava forbade Elhain from sharing her radical.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of TELERIA podcast. Thank you all so much for joining us on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. And man, oh man, do we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. We've got a new dungeon. We're going to kind of think about, theorize what it could be. A new Hydra head that, where the hell has it gone? Where has it been? Some new summoning events to be able to get some new champions. And lots of other stuff. That said, though, before we get too far in, let me introduce my host for the show today. In the top little red box, we've got the streamer of the year, Mr. FinalKenpachi. Ken, how are you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Actually, I don't know, you guys know probably, but I've been streaming very long time. And finally, we got 75 average viewers last 30 days.
Oh, congrats, bro.
Congratulations.
Yeah, finally,
That's
I can apply for the partner on the Twitch. Hopefully, it will be approved.
There
Man,
we
that was so
go.
stressful,
That's
you know. I
awesome,
actually,
man.
like, recently on my last month, I just closed my viewer, you know. Because every time I look to chat, my eye is going there. Oh, no, it's going down, you know. I just closed that. I just closed that
Nice.
and I just move on, and we finally reach it. Thanks so much, guys. And hopefully, we can, they can approve it. And yeah, I'm so excited.
Awesome, awesome. Congratulations, brother. Well deserved,
Thank you so
well
much.
deserved. All right, next up in the yellow, we've got Mr. G Mills, who's got some crazy luck. Did we pull anything special on the 2X Ancients?
Nothing. I didn't get anything on the main account. I pulled 3 Legos on the free-to-play account on like 60 shards, which is obviously pretty good. But nothing that's going to help the account, so
Okay, okay.
go in the vault.
All right, all right. Next up in that sexy, well, I guess reddish, green, bluish. I don't know. We can't pick a color today, but we got those sexy little colors in the back. We've got the late night streamer, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, brother?
Doing great, doing great. We actually did get some shard Lego luck. Wouldn't say quality, but we hit 4th Oparting Clan Father, so you know.
Nice. Plus
that's
3.
always good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, actually filling out Faction Guardians, Max the Barbarian,
that's good.
so Armand's got
That
that
works.
plus 10 speed.
Nice.
That works.
So that was, I guess, a little silver lining. But yeah, doing well. Happy to be here and talk about some upcoming raid stuff with you guys.
Nice, nice. All right, and on the first time on the channel, we've got a new player on the scene who is actually free to play and is going to give Mr. FinalKenpachi some run for his money here. We got Mr. Roblox. Roblox, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Yeah. Since we're talking about shard luck, one of my free-to-play accounts is only about maybe 15, 16 days old. And during the 2X, well, actually, I got it from the Prism crystals. I got Hefrak. So
Nice.
off to
There
a
you
great
go.
start on the account.
All right,
Definitely.
that's solid. That's solid. All right, so this week we couldn't have Mr. Zero Brew out. I guess his wife made some plans and told him last minute, like, hey, yeah, you're not doing this. So, you know, we could blame his wife for this, guys. Make sure you give him some grief tonight when you see him on the podcast, on the stream.
2 weeks in a row.
I know, he's missing it, man. He's missing it. Jay is still, you know, sorting out some things. And then as for our boy, what am I forgetting here? Storm. He's got COVID, so hopefully he recovers soon,
feels better.
and you know, you feel better real quick, brother. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things this week. Plarium's been on a roll lately, and they've announced a couple of things that they're going to be doing. And the first thing is I want to cover the patch notes, right? Because we had some significant things that came in here. And I don't know if this was covered anywhere else, but the first thing that came up is we're going to start getting Hydra Clash milestone rewards. So I'm hoping that these are the participation rewards. Basically, I feel like this is probably a little bit of a better way, right? So In update 9.1, we'll introduce the new personal rewards for Hydra Clash. So it sounds like this is going to be on top of everything else that everyone else is getting. The idea is simple: participate in Hydra Clash, accumulate points, and you reach certain milestones to unlock its prospective reward. Now we can see here 1.2 billion gets you the max, and it does look like it's going to reset from week to week. So I like that. It's still, I feel like the first reward here at 75 million is still a little too high, especially for accounts that can't get to that nightmare key. So I think maybe we need to either have a little bit of a lower tier or move the numbers a little down, right? There are going to be 4 milestones, each offering a Hydra class chest similar to what you normally receive in your clan's performance. So the gear is going to be the same as us placing our rankings, right? That's good. That means we're all going to be getting a lot of more accessories, right? So that's what we do it for. They can feature various rewards, including stone skin protection accessories. You will earn these over multiple clashes, and once you claim the chest, your points will reset and repeat the process that you get. All right, so let's talk about the first problem that I see here. This basically means that clans or players that can do that 1.2 billion damage are going to be able to get the rewards double. With that said, do you think that that's a good idea? Yes or no? Let's start with Ken up first.
I mean, of course it's a good idea. Why? Why you think it's a bad thing? I mean, you can still do 1.2 billion and you can lose your clash. At least you can get some stuff now.
Fair. Do you think it introduces too much of the accessories into the game already?
You mean about the damage recruitment?
No, about the accessories. So looking at this, it's going to be 1.2 billion. So accounts like mine, I can do 1.2 billion in one key, right, on the clash multipliers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That means if my clan comes in first, I'll be able to get the 650 million chest along with the 1.2 billion, and then it's going to reset next week. So I am going to have twice the chances of you, who might come into second or third or not even place, of getting that accessory.
I see. I mean, that's correct, but at least your opponent can also get something now, man, besides getting nothing, you know? Because you was getting something before and they wasn't getting anything. Now both of you going to get something. I mean, you are going to get double now, but accessories excuse me, still RNG, by the way. You know, there is a chance you can get double ogre tribe. We all know that, right? So it doesn't mean like you are going to use that accessories, but of course can help you. I don't think it's a bad thing. They should be released Hydra Clash with that, to be honest. Every clan should be get something there. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing, man.
Okay.
Your point was good. You know, like you are going to get double reward, but again.
Okay. Gestal, same question to you, brother.
Yeah, well, I see where you're coming at from, because it's you're on the higher end, you're in the more top tier clans, and that's a lot worse situation for those people, for sure. Me being in the we're under 1,000, whatever, less than 1,000 clan, it's really hard for me to get anything out of this. Like I mean, I have a big account in a small clan, basically. So it relies on what I put out. And sometimes, like I was saying last week, sometimes I can hold off, whatever. But like last week, we faced some clan that put up almost 100 billion. Like, I can't cover that.
Okay.
So for me, I'm happy about it. You know, on a personal level, I'm very happy about it because it's something I've struggled with, especially with it being very. You need these accessories. You need stone skin accessories to play in Live Arena. You have to, in Gold 4. So for me, it's very welcomed. I'm very happy about it. Give me double. Give me as many as I can get. But I think your point's well taken for the upper echelons. I think it's I see it kind of two ways. Like a lot of those guys already have their sets. They've already, and I mean, we're giving them more, right? And they can build maybe more champions, whatever. But a lot of those clans already have all their champs kind of decked out. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but we'll see. I guess we'll see. You can fill us in a couple of weeks how it goes.
Okay. PJ, same question to you.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit, I guess, more worried than, not worried, but I could see kind of your perspective more, Blazin, maybe because I'm also I'm in a high-end clans, maybe I get these more often, so it's a little bit skewed. But one thing, I mean, for lower level clans, it's gonna take. I know the progress carries out through Hydra, but it's gonna take them a long time to get those chests. So, it's not gonna be like you lose 1 week, but you still do enough damage to get the chest, even if you lose. So it's gonna be like multiple weeks until you get even like the first chest, and then maybe months until you get the top chest. And yeah, I mean, yeah, high-end players do have good accessories, but again, it's also RNG, so like they might not. Like they could easily have gotten screwed and got a lot of Ogre and Tribe accessories. So it's not like
What's with the Ogre and Tribe, man? I need.
I just said that because
accessories,
Kenpachi
bro.
said that, so I just going with
Give
it.
me the stone skin. I need it for Gizmek. Send them over my way, man. Why are you hating on the Ogre
I'm
and
just
Tribe?
going on with the Kenpachi hate for the Ogren, but whatever the case is, I'm sure they don't have all perfect like accessories for protection or stone skin. I think it's good in general that they're adding this, but I just think it's going to be hard for the lower level clans to be getting those kind of numbers in chests. I also don't think it solves the issue of the original chest. If you're winning Hydra Clash, but you're not getting the 35 plus million, then you're still not getting any of those chests for the lower level clans, which I think is also an issue. But I guess this helps a little bit. Just you're guaranteed to get some accessories at some point in Hydra, but it's like, I don't know. It's in the right direction.
True. One thing I do want to clear up here is, again, I'm looking at the chat over here. We don't know what the drop rate is going to be on the accessories, whether it's going to be 5 or 6 star rares or epics. And then one thing that I do want to clear is I don't know. Well, okay, never mind. You will earn this over the multiplier. So the multipliers are going to take this into account. Okay, so yeah. Road, what do you think, brother?
No, I really like this change actually. And I'm not sure if this is what you were just touching on, but you will earn these points over multiple clashes, and then it goes away when you get the last reward. So even free-to-play players or low-score players can still stack up their points over multiple clashes. And it won't go away till you get the last reward. That's how I read that. Maybe I'm wrong there. But
and
so
it'll reset afterwards.
Yeah. So at the very least, like my free-to-play account just started being able to do 140 million, right? And that means that even if we lose, I'd still potentially, I don't know what that's 75 million right there that they're showing at the first one. So I'd be able to get something for my effort. But also kind of talking from like a lower level clan, in my clan, there's 3-4 of us that can do really high level damage in Hydra. And then I've got a bunch of guys that we're working with trying to improve that do 6 million on normal still. So this gives an opportunity that, okay, maybe we don't get enough to win that clash, but I can still get some accessories that I just don't have access that you guys do, right? So it's a bit of a catch-up mechanic for players of my level right now.
Okay. So let me ask you guys now, does this mean that you could see clans now that will say, you know what, this loot coming in might be a little more wanted by us, so rather than, dumping this week and trying to derank, we're going to keep pushing? Do you guys see that this might actually fix some of the matchmaking as an incentive for the player base to keep continuing? Chad, I'm interested to hear, will you guys actually keep pushing for this every week, or will you guys, I know certain clans will say, you know what, this week we're going to tank, we're not worried about it, let it go, and we'll fight on next week? Ken, what do you think?
I mean, I need to ask that to my Hydra Clash leader. But I believe this reward is not going to be better than number 1 reward.
Okay.
So probably pushing every week is not good idea. That's what I'm guessing. So probably we are still going to tank it because matchmaking system is so stupid, dude. We all know that. If you keep pushing, you are going to face the IPR somehow. Like, anyway. Yeah, I think we will continue tanking. This is also a good thing. Tanking is not bad, by the way, guys. Like, you know, like nobody want to do Hydra every week, hours and hours, you know. You can just do one key and quit, call it the day, you know, so.
Okay. So you mean people don't want to actually sit there and do Trunda comps every single weekend?
The Trunda comp very boring, by the way. You just one-shot them, man. What's the fun, bro? You know you are not getting adrenaline, man. They are not, oh man, which head gonna be spun now? Oh, poison cloud. Oh no, 3%. Nothing. You just one-shot them. Entire game. Like 1.5 hour.
I will say, I just built one for a viewer because of a sponsor that they completed on the channel, which, by the way, if anybody is interested, we do have, in celebration of Deadpool and Wolverine, we did take the Marvel Strike Force sponsor. Anything you do towards that helps us. There's more information in Discord about the giveaways that we are going to be doing. You could actually even get yourself a Forge Pass if you hit level 50, which is doable. But that plug said, I will say that it was not as easy to build it and run it, and it was just very boring. I will say that. I really actually kind of missed the Cadaver comp, because at least with Cadaver, I could be like, how much more can I hit with the A1 now, right? So it was a little more interesting. Okay, Gestal, same question to you, man. Do you think that this is going to, you know, fix the matchmaking? Are we going to see less clans tanking week to week?
I've never been in a clan. Well, I've only been in one clan, but we've never tanked. We've never really coordinated anything in that capacity. So I don't really know what goes on with all that. Imagine if you're trying to avoid like the likes of IPR and such. You know, you would probably have to do that, but we just don't put up numbers like that. So. We're not going to change anything. To me, it's at least I'm getting something if we don't win. So it doesn't change anything for our clan.
Okay. PJ?
Yeah, I think people will still tank because the chests are carried over from week to week. It's not like you're gonna lose a chest if you do bad or anything. Like your points will still stay, so you can still tank and be okay for the week after. Also, another like question I guess I have for you guys is I almost feel like this is gonna raise the gap between like spenders and free to play versus lower the cap. I feel like a lot of people think this is gonna make free to plays like catch up. I feel like this is gonna make the spenders or like high end arena get even farther away.
Why?
Because more chests you get every week if you're hitting if you're winning.
I mean, they can buy more stuff on the shop all the time, so
not accessory, not stone skin and protection accessories.
I mean, like, they already probably have all the stone skin, man.
They don't.
Come on.
No,
come on,
they
man.
don't.
I
mean, my clans have.
Go ahead.
What?
Just use mythical, man. You don't need a stone skin. Just use mythical.
Well, then why are we even doing Hydra in the first place? What are you talking about?
Well, I guess you get the quartz in them, so you're happy. You know, that's how you get your mythicals. You get your 50
What
quartz.
I'm saying is, if you're a top clan that's winning first, second, or third, and hitting 1.2, you're getting 4 extra chests a week. That's every week you're getting 4 extra chests, while a free to play or a low spend you're getting maybe 1 chest extra a week or no chest a week, and then after a month you're getting all 4 chests. So it's 1 month to get 4 chests versus 1 week you're getting 4 extra chests. I mean, that's a lot of stuff adding up.
Okay. Can I say something quickly?
Yep.
I mean, here is the thing, PJ. I still don't have any mythical champion, and I probably going to wait like maybe until next year to trigger my mercy to get 1 mythical champion. They can buy like primal shard easily, you know. Even my entire account, let's say stone skin. Let's say I got a lucky. He didn't got lucky. He don't have a stone skin accessories. Just using that mythical champion, there is no way I have a chance, man.
Right,
Like
you're dead either way, though.
like they are
But we're
like
talking about
mythical
Kraken
champion
versus
is
Kraken.
mythical champion is a power creep level is definitely much stronger than Stone Skin in my opinion. Stone Skin can't protect you against them. They are so annoying. Like especially like I know most of you doesn't use resistance, but as a resist main, I have a big chance against like blockout champion or anything. I can resist them, but you cannot resist mythical, man. They are just 20% ignore
20%.
resist, and they are so broken. And
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a separate issue. I think the mythicals and this is separate.
I mean, people who spend money can get lots of mythical. That's what I'm trying to say by purchasing the.
But you don't have to.
shard.
I mean, I'm not a big spender. I'm in a good clan. I haven't spent any primals. I have 3 mythicals, and like
That's a pure luck. That's
right,
really
exactly.
lucky.
But there's not that has nothing to do with this point here of me getting more stone skin and like accessories because I'm in a like better clan, winning more. Like we're gonna spread the gap even farther. I'm just saying. I think the gap is gonna be spread farther from this not getting.
I think that
shrunk.
gap is so big already that even spreading it a little further, honestly, it's not going to make. I don't think I'd feel. If as a free to play player, if I was playing this game concerned with what you guys are doing, whether it's high spending or great clans or anything like that, it's gonna. I don't know that I could really enjoy it. I just do the best that I can, and this gives me the ability to do the best that I can better, right?
But people do that, though. I mean, you might not, but people do compare themselves to like.
True.
I don't know. I was just throwing that out there. I mean, I just think everyone thinks this is really. I think this is. I don't know.
It's a fair point. I will say it's a fair point. It does put the divide between free to play and pay to win. But
I mean, free to play and pay to win are already not in the same league anymore.
Right.
Like,
Right.
They are like pay to wins are facing each other. So, and if both clan are good, they are keep winning, right? They are both of them going to get this stone skin accessories. So nothing going to change, to be honest.
Yeah. So like I was just gonna say, let's not kid ourselves. This game has already a divide right there between early game, end game, free to play, pay to win. Although they have been introducing some catch up mechanics to help us with early game. Looking at if you were to start a free to play account back when Ken started as, and you start one now, the difference in progression is a lot faster, right? Back then, trying to get to a stage 20 dungeon could take you almost 6 months, right? Now, depending with blessings, area bonuses, and stuff like that, you could be in
more champion alternative.
Right, more champion alternatives. You could get to that stage. I mean, I think I did it on my $10 whale account within my first 30 days. So that's pretty big, right? Road, same question to you, man. What do you think?
You're gonna have to remind me of the question. We went down a rabbit hole there.
That's a good question. I even forgot the question because we got so far on the topic. Damn you, BJ.
It was about the chess.
Yeah. Do you think clans are gonna start? Are they gonna?
Oh yeah.
Or not?
Yeah.
So I don't know because I'm not in those. My clan doesn't tank. However, I think you maybe just moved the goalpost. My question to you guys would be for clans that do tank 1 week and try again the next week. If you do 1.2 billion, is that going to cause you to accidentally win when you don't want to? Like if your whole clan did that, or are you still going to lose by 200 billion?
That is a fair
1.2 billion isn't that much, honestly.
Well,
yeah, that's my thought. Yeah,
my clan's not that big. We've got a lot of old accounts. A lot of accounts have been playing for 5 years, so they have very well developed accounts, but they don't spend a lot of money on it or don't spend any money on it. And they're putting up 3, 4, 500 billion ease. I would say on auto on.
You mean million, not
Nightmare.
Billion.
Or million, million.
I was gonna say because
million.
340
million. Million.
That's not even.
I'm translating it to 1.2 billion. Yeah, 1.2 billion. Sorry, but yeah, they're doing that on one key on Nightmare. They're doing 1.2 billion in my clan. And again, these guys aren't big spenders. We have this clan. I've been in this clan for 5 years. And there's probably 15 guys that have been in it since then.
It's my understanding. Sorry, I didn't.
So I'm just saying, it's easy for older accounts that have been around for a long time to do 1.2 billion. Is my point.
Yeah, Hydra is very easy now on these days, thanks to the great arena.
Yeah.
Also, it's
That
making
too,
it
yeah.
easier.
It's my understanding.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And correct me if I'm wrong. It's my understanding that if on your tanking weeks that you just want to do the minimum to get max chest on like Nightmare and Brutal and Hard, right?
Correct. Which gets you
One key.
roughly 1 key. Yeah,
One key, yeah.
We'll get you to about 350 million damage.
Yeah, so I think if
With
you
the
just move that
multipliers.
goalpost and say, okay, we're tanking. I mean, I guess you might accidentally beat another clan that's also tanking. That would maybe hurt you guys, but that's where my thoughts went to, was like you just move that and say, oh, everybody just does 1.2 billion and then you stop.
Fair.
Or
Okay.
points wise.
That is a good, because looking at this now, even on my tank week, do I really want to tank and not get, because it's a guaranteed reward at the 1.2 billion, do I really want to tank? Because obviously I run a team that has Aislinn and Ironclad, and I can do the 4 billion pre-multiplier, but I don't run that composition when I have a tank week. So I guess now clan leaders, this is going to be more towards Ken, is on your tank weeks, are you going to be looking to get that 1.2 billion chest every week? Ken?
I don't know, man. I'm not really I actually start falling down onto the clan leader position. I'm going a little bit background, I just want to be focused my content more, because being clan leader is like,
CEO,
I swear
bro.
to God, I'm never gonna be clan leader in any other game thanks to this game. Never ever. Like if we are gonna start another game, I'm not gonna be clan leader. So thankfully my clan has amazing members. They are trying to help me. So I don't want to be worried about this kind of questions,
So
it's not my job anymore, I'm just clan leader on the paper, not really clan leader.
Then please redirect that question to your clan leader, Ken,
right.
and let us know what the answer is.
I mean, probably not only you thinking like that tactic, So there is a high chance you are going to face strong clan supposed to be get weak clan because you tank, because you use this method 1.2 billion method minimum, So yeah, I don't know, we gonna see. I think maybe we can do some test run, but we will see, I guess.
Okay.
By the way, it's not just 1 week, you need to tank 4 week, because Hydra Clash matchmaking is calculating your 4 week damage, so you cannot just go like, oh, we need to be chill this week, we need to go hard. No, it's not working like that.
We, speaking on my main account, we usually tank about 1 or 2 weeks, because we got a couple of strong accounts that can do the 7-8 billion plus damage, and we play it accordingly. Obviously I gotta say, my clan leader has got it down to a math. He looks at what everybody's done in previous clashes before with us. He's got a spreadsheet going down, and he's like, okay, guys, this is our choices. We got to do at least this much damage to come in first, second, or third, based on what we've done before. So he's taken this to a whole different level. But Gestal, what do you think, man? Is 1.2 billion going to be the new normal now when we look at tank weeks?
Yeah, I mean, you're basically it's less than double than the top chest, right? So I don't see why you wouldn't just say go 1.2. It seems to make sense to me.
Okay. TJ, what about you? You think you guys are gonna start doing that, or should we ask Haji?
That's above my pay grade. I would ask Haji, but
I know Haji's secret.
I would assume that if people were gonna tank, they would try to get the chest as well, just because it would kind of be awkward if you got the first 3 tanked and then because I'm assuming these reset weekly, so if you max them out, you're not gonna be able to just redo them over and over and over. So if you have 1 week where you get to the 3rd one, then the next week it would carry over, so you'd have to get to the 4th, and then it would reset to then the next week you'd get them all fresh again.
Oh, that would be awesome, because I would just do my 4 billion key and then be all set for the next 4 weeks.
No.
Yeah, it's not clear with the way it's written.
Yeah,
right? So you do you get all the chests 1 week, then I'm assuming it's locked. You can't get.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
can't just.
I think
Correct.
that's what I think. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's say you get 3 chests, then the next week it would still carry over for you to get to the 4th one.
And that would hurt you.
That would hurt you. I don't think that's going to be it. I think it's just going to.
That's
reset.
how I read it, though.
That's how I read it. It says it carries over. Your points will you will earn these points over multiple clashes, and once you claim the last chest, your points will reset, so you can repeat the process.
So it's going to reset again.
After-
So once after the week, after you get this last chest, it's going to reset back to 0.
No, I think it's going to carry over multiple
So
clashes.
the only way it resets is if you clear it.
right,
All 4 of them.
Yeah.
And then it resets. That could take you a month. That could
Right.
take you a week.
right,
Yeah.
So if you only get to the 3rd chest
And
in the
one
first
week,
week,
it
then
stays.
the second week you're only
only
getting
have
that 4th
Correct.
chest and getting the reset at the
Right.
second week.
Correct.
So that's to me why you would do the 1.2
all
billion.
of it.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
like you always want to get that 4 chest.
That's
and
how
the
I'm
reset.
reading it. Right.
That's the way
Okay.
that makes sense. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not very clear with the way they wrote it, like how it resets. But yeah, that's the only way that makes sense. If you could just keep doing this,
Then that's really broken.
that's broken. Yeah.
no, yeah.
That's yeah.
Okay.
That's how I was reading it.
Okay. So you're gonna pass that question off to Haji about tanking. You're not sure.
About the
he's-
tanking,
I
yeah.
think
He
he answered.
He pleads the 5th. He's going to not incriminate himself.
How'd you answer?
Road, what do you think, man? Since you posed the question to us, what would you do if you were in that circumstance?
Well, I am the clan leader for my clan, but I don't think I have to worry about anybody. I just looked at my scores. I've got one person that's done 2 billion so far.
Nice.
So we don't tank. We're not kind of like Gestal was saying. We're not in that position where we have to tank right now. So I would, if we get to that point, then yeah, I think 1.2 billion needs to be the minimum. Like, don't go over that, and then that ensures that we get an easier team potentially following week.
Okay. So overall, I do have my concerns on this again, especially over players that are going to be able to double up the chest, because again, we don't know if it's going to require. They said that the rewards are going to be similar, so it could be that we get more primals. It could be that we get more mythical books. So that is something to think about. The rewards are not out yet. Actually, if I look in game, I don't think it's in right now, if I'm mistaken.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
So it won't be in probably till next week's reset, because the patches
after
already
CVC
came.
probably.
So I think we'll definitely see a little more then on what happens. Back to the next part. Who the hell cares about Clan League? They say here, the Platinum Clan League. Any of you guys care?
That's visual.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No,
It's-
man.
I
I wish
mean,
this is part of the matchmaking system
that's
on
not
the
a bad
CVC
idea.
or stuff like that.
That's not a
Yeah,
bad
I thought
idea.
it's whenever I read first time, I misunderstand that. I thought they are changing the matchmaking system. This clan league gonna be part of it. So I was get a little bit hope. Then I read it again. I'm like, oh wow, this is totally useless.
Okay, so moving on, let's go to the summoning pool events, new quality of life feature. Summoning pool events will receive a couple of quality of life changes. Powerful legendaries will appear in certain summoning pool events as a headline champion and will have separate summoning chances from the rest of the pool. They can only be summoned once per event. All right. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because it looks a little. PJ's already down. All right, shoot, PJ. Shoot.
Bad.
Why?
Because they're pretty much. I'm guessing what happened was lots of people got Teox way more than they were expecting, and they're like, whoa, we can't have all these pluses Teoxes, multiple Teoxes, so they're gonna have the headline champion be like probably the Unity champion, and once you get them once, you're not gonna be able to pull them anymore. So it's gonna be good for the low spend, because whales now can't just go and get crazy amounts of these really insane champions. So I mean, it's a good thing to keep the game more balanced. But as far as like if you're trying to go after these high-end champions, it's gonna be a lot harder to get. But they're adding mercies and stuff. But as far as like the spenders, it's not a good thing. But as far as like the free-to-play low spend, it is a good thing.
Okay. So back to finishing the rest of this up. Furthermore, we'll add, as PJ just said, a mercy system tailored to the summoning pool events. Now, I do want to say I don't know if they're talking about the prism, right? Because they did not specifically say. It just says summoning events. So I'm hoping that it is for the prism, because if they added a mercy system into the prism, it would be unbelievable. Summoning pool events will be gradually increase the chances of summoning legendaries, including the headlight champion. You will able to see the details in the events info tab once the changes go live. All right, let's go to Ken first. Ken, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think?
Summon pool event is Prism, isn't it?
Summoning pool events. So it's basically any summon event is the way I'm reading this.
Oh, I thought this was Prism event.
Yeah, I think it's Prism event too.
Okay.
It's a Prism event. Summon pool is Prism event.
I mean, listen, I take everything Plarium says, unless it says a specific prism, unless it says a specific word prism, I take it with a grain of salt.
The prism summons are called
Summon pool.
Summon pool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's then I'm gonna still hold my concerns
No, I agree,
and my my perspective, but let's go into the assumption that it is the prism pool. Is this good or bad?
I mean, this is not going to be change anything for my life. Is it
Okay.
free to play? Like, I can only get like 1, maybe 2 pool in total without spending money. So, but I never recommended people to spend money on the Prism event, because this is a big scam. There is no mercy. It's like people are opening like 20, 30. I did some as well for my viewer. Man, we didn't even see single lightning. I believe mercy system for these people spenders going to be good. I have a question actually. I wonder, like, let's say there is a Prism event right now. There is a Harima and a couple of champion, okay? Let's say I open 10. I didn't got any Lego. Is my mercy system going to carry on the next pool? Or is that going to be reset?
Okay, that is a good question.
Yeah.
You know, looking at this for the systems, I think it's tailored for the summoning pool event. I think it's going to reset every single one.
Oh wow, that's
That's useless.
I would speculate that it's going to reset every single one, because
it's just for Wales then, like like for
I
the
hope
free to
that's
play,
not it.
nothing gonna change.
Yeah, I hope it's not that either.
Because
I can see him doing it though.
yeah, I think that's for Plarium's side. I think that's what makes the most sense, is resetting it week to week, or event to event, right? Because you are going to, let's say if it's Orgrin tribe and you get yourself I don't know, whatever good Orgrin is nowadays, they have a 10x for a particular one on those summoning events once you pull them. That could be it. After that, you don't get anything else. So I would say I would err on the side of saying it's going to reset week to week. So Gestal, what do you think, man?
Well, I think a mercy system is definitely necessary for these prisms. I've never bought any of them. I pulled 60 between 2 accounts the other day and 0 legendary. 0 out of 60.
Ouch.
That is horrendous. Yeah, that is worse. It was 6%, I think.
Yeah. Ouch.
So we didn't even hit the odds on it. So, like, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, man, like, why would I ever get these? This like lunacy, not having at least a guarantee to get something.
Well, hold
so
on. Let me ask you this: what are the chances of pulling a legendary out of a primal and you buy those?
There's a mercy though.
That's That's true.
And I know I'll get to a point like with voids when the way like like you work your way up to that 200 to wait for those good champs to pop. Like that's how I've always played the voids.
Okay.
And for their 10x or 15x, so I do the same. I'll do the same thing with primals. Hang on to them until it's 2x and just pull them all then.
Okay.
It's low chances, but it's
I've had extremely good luck on the main account with prisms. I pulled Aislinn. I've pulled my double G nut. What else? I got
a Vizsla on one shard off a DD shard, so like it happens, right? You definitely get lucky with it. I'm just so like I said, 0 out of 60 the other day. This is
that's bad.
the last one they had.
That's bad.
So I think a Mercy's fine. I would love it for to carry over like every other thing, but honestly I doubt it's going to. I bet it is because the way they handle the prism shards in general, like you can't even carry those over.
Yeah, that is true. Let's go to PJ next. What do you think?
I'm really hoping you guys are wrong, and I'm really hoping that it does carry over.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the same spot. I've pulled 29. I haven't bought any prisms. I've pulled 29 just from doing the tournaments and events, and I haven't gotten one legendary. And I think that's where a lot of people are getting the prisms from the tournaments and events. And if it's not a carried over Mercy, then the Mercy is pointless pretty much. I mean, if you're only going to be pulling 1 to 2 every time there is one, it's never going to pop. So you might as well not even have one. I mean, it's for like the whales, I guess, for spenders to guarantee something. But for most of the player base, it's going to be like you don't even have a Mercy there. So I think that would be a big miss if they were, we're adding Mercy, but it's gonna reset every time. Like I think that would be a huge L. And I like that they're adding a Mercy though. Like if I like that, but yeah, I hope it's not reset every time.
I just want to say here real quick, I love how my mod T-Bone calls me out. Is it really good luck when you whale out? Thanks, brother. Thank you. Way to call me
Zero
out.
Brew in the house.
Hey,
Zero Brew in the house.
Big shout out to Mr. Zero Brew. Being out there, having an IRL. It's shame.
Imagine.
Shame on you, man. Where are you? Road. What do you think, man?
So, if we're in the world of sunshine and rainbows and this Mercy continues, just like normal Mercy does with regular shards, I think this is huge. I think this would change where low spenders should put their money, to be honest. I think that because of the way summon pool events work, you're having a higher chance to get the champion than you want than probably, I don't know the math on it, but that's probably higher than the progressive chance, right? If you're pulling from that select pool.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're a low spender and you're looking to spend maybe $20-$50 on some prisms, this might be the opportunity now. If the Mercy resets every week, which is a very Plarium thing to do, then I don't know that that this changes anything. Because right now I'm sure you guys say the same thing to your viewers, like this is not, don't spend your money on prisms. But I think that Plarium probably thought that, hey, they're going to put money into these, and then we're like, there's no Mercy system, don't do it. So they're maybe trying to entice people to actually invest in these prisms.
I will say, back when I was in SP, we there was this how do I put this? We were under the belief that a certain special channel, when you pulled the Prism event for Gina and Rotos, if you went to channel 889, I think it was in English 1 or in English, you were guaranteed to pull a Gina or a Rotos, and I swear, like, it felt that way because almost everybody that week ended up getting either 2 or 3 G-Nuts or 2 or 3 Rotoses. So, maybe that's how they kind of add their Mercy or their increased chances, but who knows? But overall, go ahead.
I did also kind of want to point out, too, that while these are not terrible events for free-to-play either, it's a free sacred, right? Like I said, on my brand new free to play, I started when Ninja came out. It's 20 days old. I got a hef rack on my very first. Sorry, I know you guys were just talking about pulling 0 legendaries on 60 prisms and whatnot, so I do feel very guilty about that. But my very first prism summon on that account, and I got a hef rack. So it can be a good boost to smaller accounts. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
I love how he comes in with that just little job right there. Hey, I know you pulled 60.
Who invited him? Get him out.
Yeah, a couple $1,000 right there. But hey, just one is all it took for me to get my arena champ. There we go. I love that. Love that. All right. So overall, I can see some bad, some good, I guess, until we get a little more of a definition of what the summoning pool or what the mercy system is going to be. That said, though, let me ask you guys, how many should the mercy system be before you pull a legendary on these? Ken?
I mean, I don't know the price, to be honest. The prism, how much is that? Like one
I think
prism?
each pull is about 5 or 10.
Man, like, how much secret shards? Bro, like, I can calculate.
Well,
I don't know,
if we're going
maybe
to
20,
sacred
30?
shards.
Too low? 20, 30?
20 or 30 before you pull a legendary. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I really don't know. I need to calculate the price maybe, but yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right.
I feel like they're expensive.
They can be. Yeah, they can be. Speaking from experience. Gestal?
Well, yeah, I think it all depends on if it carries over or not. I think if it doesn't carry over, it's got to be lower. It's got to be like minimum. I'd say 10 almost if it resets every week.
Okay. Well,
because you're still in a you're still not guaranteed to get the best champ. Now, granted, there's whatever this new system's going to be that could change things as well. But if it's weekly and you still have a shot at getting, say 8, you're looking for 1 of 8 of the legendaries. I don't think 10's crazy if it resets every week. If it doesn't reset, then 10's ridiculous. It should be like 50.
Okay.
But I would say low. It's got to be very low if it resets.
So, putting it in Plarium words, Plarium values their legendaries at about $250, I think it is, $300 before you actually are able to either do on a 2x Ancients or just straight out Sacreds before you summon a legendary champion. So keep that in mind. PJ.
Yeah, when you first initially asked it, like 20 came to my mind. Starts at 20 and then 30's guaranteed, something like that maybe.
Okay.
If it carries over, but like if Gestal said, if it's resets every week, then you got to be lowered, or it's not even like point of having it. I mean, for like the free to play low spend, I'm only doing like 1 or 2 pulls. Obviously, for like the whale spender, it's gonna be good, but 20ish. Start around 20 to 30 maybe.
Okay. And Road, what do you think, man?
I was kind of in that same boat. If it's long term, I suspect they probably do it maybe double what Sacred Mercy is. If you're thinking long term, just to guarantee that you don't go back to back to back summon pools without getting anything. But yeah, if they're doing it a reset thing, I think it should be low. Maybe 15, 20 in that range. Yeah.
All right. I think my numbers are about to set off some people on the chat here, but I think what's more likely to happen is if it rolls over, it's going to be at least 100 if they roll it over week to week. Again, I'm looking at this as what they value a specific legendary champion at, which it's kind of about what it would cost you, right? And I think if it's week to week, I think it's going to be about 50. Again, and that's based on what the pack prices are, what you could pull. So I feel like that is definitely going to be what we're looking at for numbers.
Depends on the gain of the mercy too.
That is true. Ken, check Discord.
Okay, I'm checking.
Someone's spending points to ask you to check Discord, bro.
I'm checking that one.
But yeah, I think like that's probably what we're going to be looking at for a range for the Mercy. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope that it does carry over. I hope that it's not that high, because it does give the free-to-play players a little more of a chance if they can farm Sand Devils and some of these other dungeons for the Dungeon Diver events to be able to acquire at least one or two of these every couple of weeks, right? And I feel like getting one legendary out of the prisms per year as a free-to-play, if you're, getting them every 2 weeks, isn't a bad thing, right? Let's next talk about... I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but it's already out there, and I want to talk about this part right here. Now, we're going to ignore this part because we all know who the creator is, but we look like we have a new dungeon coming soon. Any
Awesome.
thoughts? I mean, soon is soon, but we don't know how
Plarium
soon.
soon.
Yes,
Plarium
Plarium soon. I mean, and we will get to the next
Well, if
question.
it's in the game, it's gotta
Yeah.
be relatively soon.
I think that this is going to come in next patch, but which could be next week after reset, right? Because after they do CVC fusions over Wednesday, yeah. So we'll probably see it Thursday next week. That said, what are we thinking this dungeon is going to be? It is on the side of where dungeons are. So are we looking at a new gear set? Are we looking at farming special accessories? What do you guys think we are going to be doing this? Ken, I'm going to start it off to you first.
I mean, please don't be like new set or whatever, man. Like, there is already too many set on this game. Every time they release a new content, they release a new set. We can't sell them before we have a good set. We even keep them 5-star rare. Stop.
Whoa,
I hate that, man.
You're keeping 5-star rares? Since when?
I mean, there is a mission like ask you like impulse gear or whatever, like what is mission? I mean, so you need to be careful.
That is true.
I take a 5-star protection ring for my Siffy.
Yeah.
I don't care what it has on it.
So, what I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking something new, man. Like, not gear, but something to increase the power creep on our champion. Like, we have a blessing now, right? That can really help to increase strength on your champion. We have an empower system, I feel like something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but we will see. But there is one thing I'm 100% sure. This is the another dungeon. Spending energy on this dungeon doesn't gonna give you dungeon diver point. I'm 100% sure about that.
Okay.
So which means we are not gonna get a gear from it.
Are you sure it's not? Or are you suspecting?
I mean, that's what I'm guessing. It's not because
okay.
I know something.
Okay. Well, listen, your channel is infamous for leaks, okay? Every couple of days we get leaks on your channel, so I'm just saying, I may sometimes know things, but I feel like you know a lot more things than I do when it comes to leaking information. Gestal, what do you think, man?
I have no idea. I think what I would like it to be is like a way to farm books, which I think they said they'll never do, but I think that like a way to get like pages into different types of different books out there. That would be what I would love for it to be. I don't know what it could be though. They're putting it right in there with all the other dungeons that I mean, it's right next to Minotaur.
It's right between
What is it,
Minotaur
like a
and Spider.
Yeah, was it like a skull?
It looks, zooming in on it a little bit. It looks
like a Roman helmet.
Yeah.
No, Roman
a
helmet?
Spartan helmet, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, actually, it looks a lot like Elaz's face.
Oh, yeah.
So could this be a way maybe we farm primal quartz?
That'd be dope.
Get one.
I'd take that.
One a day.
Stage 25, one quartz.
1 quart, yeah. 1 quart.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone said Nopkek said it's a silver farm. That would be horrible. Who wants to farm silver?
Spider is a silver farm, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you
don't
might as well
think-
look for some gear while you're farming silver, right? Like, I don't think that would be good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Yeah, it definitely. Honestly thought they were done with the dungeon section when they added Shoguns. So I guess this is good. Maybe we'll be getting more here. Hopefully, it's good.
Okay. Okay. PJ, what do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, I've heard a bunch of rumors. I watched a CC that said it's gonna be 95%. She said 95% chance it's gonna be a silver farm. So you can take that what you want.
Whoa. She said who leaked that?
Scratch. Scratch said 95% chance that he thinks it's gonna be a silver farm. So you can take that with what you want. I've also heard Florian mana or farming for Siege.
Ooh.
I think they said that they weren't gonna do that outside of Siege, though. I think they did say that. So I don't.
I
think
mean, they
would...
say a lot of things, but I don't know.
That's
It's just a rumor on the street that people have been throwing out there. But just taking a looking at it, I mean, we can kind of see like there's like some like basins for some type of like liquid. So I don't know, I'm just looking at like the actual structure. It looks like there's like some like spikes and stuff coming up out of it. I saw something. Huh?
You know, looking at this, hold on. Let me go into dungeons real quick because I feel like it might set us up for something here. So we've got dragon here that looks pretty, you know, the background, if you remove this, looks like it's just the dragon there.
Yeah.
Spider, Fire Knight Castle. Now, if we look at this really closely, doesn't this look like a arena type base?
Kind of.
So maybe a gladiator pit of some sort. That is going to be.
Oh, maybe that's where you're gonna be able to do like face your friends, like you know, non-live arena fights.
But would it be in the dungeons though? I don't know.
Why it's on the dungeon then?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was in dungeon. Okay.
Another thing I saw in chat they're mentioning is maybe a way to farm. I mean, it is gear, but to farm Forge Pass sets.
Okay.
Stole my answer.
Sorry. But yeah, I saw that in chat. That could be also something. My bad, Roadblock.
Oh, yeah, I'm just joking.
Roadblock, go ahead. What do you think, man?
Well, I was going to start by saying that I would this is going to be a hot take, I think. I would like it to be a place to farm Florins because we don't have enough. And that hit me pretty hard.
I don't think anyone does.
Clan Siege. Yeah, that was a big eye-opener at the end of our second tie, of course. But I was going to ask how many Forge Pass sets there are, because all of the dungeons that I counted, and I only counted 3 of them so far, have 9 sets. So it would make sense if they hit that 9 sets, then you put them in a dungeon, right? Now you can come out with 9 more new sets and maybe another dungeon down the line. But you know, that's all pure speculation. It would be cool, of course.
Like a farm Slayer, man. I'm all in.
That's not a bad idea. I think I'm gonna steal your idea, and I'm gonna go with. Could this be the way? Because we've been talking about how Spider drops absolutely garbage for accessories now, right? Most players moving into the end game
in a dungeon
away
garbage.
from that. But could this be the way we start farming those accessories, right? Could it be just for those accessories itself? That would be interesting.
Right.
But
Zoria had a cool comment.
Assuming that we're going to be end game, what if it's for early game players to get chickens, like actually chickens quicker? Okay, I could see, you know, that wouldn't actually be a bad idea. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I feel like that is one of the biggest things that new players suffer with, is trying to get to, you know, multiple champions up to 6 stars. So could they be getting 4 or 5 star chickens to help them while trying to still keep what they currently get for champion pools to build their roster up? That's not a bad idea. That is a Rosaria. That is a good suggestion right there. Plarium, if you're listening, reach out to Rosaria in Discord. Definitely would like a job with you as your I don't know, senior consultant in Raid Shadow Legends. But we'll find out, I guess, in the next week. We'll see how it goes. It's interesting. Do you guys think there's going to be a normal and hard mode at release or whatever this is, or are we just looking at a normal mode first? Ken?
I think it's gonna be like Sun Devil and the Phantom Shogun, only normal mode.
Okay.
So stage 25. Gonna be very difficult 25.
Okay. Do you guys think that maybe only mythicals will be allowed in here? Again, I'm looking at the face and it looks like a Laz. So I'm like, maybe? Gestal, what do you think?
Yeah,
Especially
I
to sell
don't.
primals.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's interesting because what Ryzoria said, because I feel like dungeons. Yeah, I guess Sand Devil and Shogun are a little more end game, and yeah, I guess IT is a little more end game too. But overall, the dungeons are much more early game content, so maybe it would be. I think that's hopefully, yeah, maybe to help the earlier games catch up, because like accounts have been around for 5-6 years. It's tough for someone who's, unless you're spending a ton of money, it's tough to really catch up.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. PJ, what do you think?
Well, yeah, just to base off of that, I think that one of the worst parts about early game is just like getting your champions leveled up, getting them to 6-star, getting like a full team ready, and then being able to like branch. Like once you start getting a team, then you start branching out and using other champions and not just that one team. I think this game becomes really more fun. So I would definitely like for them to be able to speed up that process. What was the original question?
Do you think that there's going to be a normal mode and hard
hard.
mode released at the same time, or just normal?
Yeah, I think just normal for now.
Okay.
Probably kind of similar to like what Sand Devil, Shogun are.
Okay. Road, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they probably start normal. Obviously, we don't know what it is. I think the fact that it's kind of over by Minotaur is maybe a little telling that maybe not as gear associated as the other dungeons in the other direction. But yeah, I think they start with normal, and then as people figure out those dungeons, then you do a hard mode, change up the mechanics, and now all of a sudden, it's not going to work. Okay. Oh, but you asked about mythicals too. I wouldn't be surprised if this, they did blessing weakness or whatever it's called. If
Awakening
they did
weakness.
Awakening.
Yeah,
Awakening
awakening
weakness.
weakness. Thank you. If they did a mythical weakness. So this would be a place where if it's a more end game instead of early game, and then you get, you don't have to bring a mythical, but you're going to do more. It's going to be easier if you do.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this before chat starts asking. Roblox, do you secretly work for Plarium?
No, I do not. No.
I mean,
my community will tell you I do based on my shard pulls, but I do not. I definitely do not.
A weakness to mythicals. That's definitely.
I would put money down that will come out at some point in some content. Wow. I don't know where, but they want you to get their champions, right? So you're gonna incentivize you to get more mythicals, right?
Okay. I mean, it is the way to sell primals, right? It is the way to sell primals. But that said, we'll find out in the next week or so what it actually is. I'm kind of hyped for it. Something new. I do feel like Centranos coming out was good. Even though my original remarks were a little fire. But most players now that have gotten I'm going to redact that comment of most players. The 1% of players that have gotten the new mythical champion from their Carnage are pretty much done with that. And I mean, for myself, I don't farm it out as much. I know a couple of you guys just go whatever you can do and that's it, kind of burnout. So the new dungeon coming in could be something really good to kind of, keep it alive for a couple more weeks. Next
Can I add
up,
one more thing?
Yeah.
Before we add on. So I know that we're probably a lot of us think it's not a silver dungeon. If it is a silver dungeon, I am very worried because I think they're gonna undercut the amount of silver a lot. Like they don't value silver at all. So if it is silver dungeon, I'm very worried of how much they're gonna be giving us.
I mean, it has to be give you more than Spider, right? What's the point of otherwise?
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
You
It
say
has to be
you
like a
It'd have to be, like,
million
double.
plus per run.
you mill
Like, I
so
mean-
you-
Spider, we did calculation actually on the stream. We talk about that. If you spend 1,000 energy on the Spider Hard 10, obviously depends the RNG, but you are getting like less than 5 million silver. So if this dungeon, I mean, upcoming dungeon, let's say it's gonna be silver farming, if it is like same amount of the energy you spend in there and they getting like 10 million silver, like almost double on the Spider.
I don't get why they would do a silver farm while they've just introduced this supposed solve for silver, which was the hour long.
Exactly.
You know,
well,
it doesn't make sense. You're doubling down on that
Exactly.
silver.
based on that though, I have had some conversations with some of the player base where they say that silver is their problem because you needed to upgrade your gear, you needed to feed brews to your champions, right? You needed to basically do anything to upgrade your champions. You need silver.
I mean, they need to keep farming. Like there is nothing
Yeah.
they can do. They need to farm in Spider. If they cannot farm the Spider, they need to keep farming the campaign nonstop.
Yeah. So there's some legitimate concerns out there, you know, for farming or wanting a silver farm. But I think Spider does a good enough job at it where if you know how to upgrade gear and how to build the champions and, you know, when to build them and how to do it, it's not a bad problem to have. And I mean, my account right now, and this is my alt account, I have 1.7 million silver, but I have plenty in reserves, whether it's accessories that I need to sell or stuff like that. Right. So it's definitely one of those things, but I hope it's not a silver farm. I really do.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Pretty lame.
let's touch in a little bit on Siege. This was week 2 of Siege, and I'm interested. How were your battles, Ken?
This week we got unfair matchmaking by our enemies. So we got like 1,000 plus clan. They still did a good job though. They reached our stronghold, but we hold them. So we got win this week. So it's our first victory. We was tier 5 too. We dropped the tier 5 after the last siege. All of our building was destroyed. We just repaired the stronghold, which is not going to help that much. But yeah, we got a victory and we got our chest first time.
Okay. For anybody that can't see here, we went up against a mediocre at best, and again, I'm
Amazing.
sorry.
These names of people you're facing.
I think Plarium knows that we're going to cover this on the podcast, so they're just like, yeah, you know what? We're going to put him against this one. Clapping cheeks last week, mediocre at best next week. Who knows what next week the next one's going to be? But you know, the matchmaking, these poor guys, yeah, it was kind of bad on week 2. I don't think, they got nothing in there. But Gestal, how was yours?
We won. We were losing early. They got to our stronghold, and I had a defense that they could not take down. It held up, I think 29 times. And
Wow.
so we ended up
Damn.
winning. We were able to take their seat. We were able to take their stronghold down, and that won it for us basically because they had taken out a lot more other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They used way more keys than our clan did. We had a lot of people who didn't do it. So, but it was pretty funny. I was flexing a little with that 29 defense. It was so funny.
Okay. I'm looking at chat here. We've got a couple of people that said we won. How was your matchup this week, guys? Did you think it was a little bit better than it was last week? PJ.
Yeah, this week's matchup was a lot more fair. First week was not fair. We wiped the board. I think they beat 3 of our defenses. This week we wiped the board, and I think we only had 3 defenses left standing, so it was way closer. We ended up winning. But just talking to like my community and talking to the Twitch community in general, it seems like this week it was a lot more of an even matchmaking for majority of people. Obviously, there were still some people that had way unfair matchmaking in either way, either unfair for them or unfair for the other clan. But it seemed like majority of people compared to the first week, this week it went a lot more smoothly.
Okay.
Hey, can I say something? There is something I don't understand. IPR on the first siege, they got a matchmaking 1000 plus clan, and the last siege they got a 300 clan. Like, still, like I
That
don't know.
Us kind of. First week we got a 1000 plus clan, and this past week we got 28, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you guys still got a like, you know, kind of close matchmaking.
Yeah.
Like IPR 300, you know,
300,
that's not fair, man. I saw they are like defense. The person against their clan was on my chat. He sent there like, can you go to the siege field, by the way, on the entrance full post? Like, I believe it's like 2-5, and yeah, this post is over there. They made like condition stuff there. They put like full sport team, one of them. And surprisingly, I actually totally forget about it. Sigfront is the support champion, guys.
Oh.
Support and attack, actually. Yeah. They
Okay.
place a Sigfront there, Maricha there, you know, sport champion. Yeah, good luck. Like, literally the first post, you know, if you cannot pass that, there is no way you can make a progress.
Wow. That's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. Support. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use Sigfront there.
Wow. Wow. Chat, let me ask you guys a quick question. Next siege, what do you guys think the name of the clan I'm gonna go up against is going to be? I would love to hear what your ideas are. Roadblock, what do you think, man? How was your siege?
We had a draw, and so
Hmm.
really not fun. It came down right to the wire, and we just a lot. So it's frustrating because, like I've said earlier, my clan is very gapped. Like we have, you know, high tier players that have really solid teams, and then we have guys that have 60,000 player power teams. And so we kept the clan we tied had empty rooms on the board. So we were like scrambling trying to get those lower guys in there, like, hey, look, room 15, go in there right now, please, so we can keep moving. And some of my heavy hitters, they just, you know, thought they could win a match that was a little above them, and they, you know, just didn't get enough. So we tied with the guys that we were up against, but we learned from it, and I'm excited to make a lot of changes. However, my problem is that I don't have any Florins to work with and repair all the buildings, because I've been maybe doing this incorrectly as the clan leader, but I've been building not every, but the critical choke point defense towers that, you know, are and the mana towers. So maybe that's on me, but I'm frustrated to not be able to repair any of those.
Speaking about the Florins, I do want to make one thing kind of clear. If you plan on leaving your clan and swapping for any sort of reason because you're just not happy or whatever, understand that the Florins are not per account, they are for the clan. So I would suggest donating your Florins before you leave. Don't be that guy that doesn't, you know, at least show that you appreciate what you've been through with that clan. But the moment you do leave that clan, you do lose those Florins. So that is something to note, right? I get the frustration about not being able to fix everything, and I really do hope that we get something place that are something implemented that we can use to acquire more Florins. I seem some of the discussions that I've had with clan leaders and stuff like that is they're going towards donating for the upgrade first. And then once that is completed and ready to go, then they worry about fixing it, then upgrading that particular post. So don't just automatically put in the Florins to be repaired, because it's gonna, I mean, regardless, it's gonna take some time. That also said,
I mean, can I say something real quick?
Yep.
Jesse also mentioned on the chat. There is some rumors. I don't know if it's true or not. If you upgrade your stronghold level 2, you're able to place 4 more defense on the stronghold.
Correct.
But on the negative side, your enemy clan will get each member 1 extra offense battle scroll.
I don't know, because as of right now, there seems to be some sort of issue where we don't have, like, I was told by my clan leader, listen, hold off a little bit, hit towards, later on in the day, because my account could basically take any, on my main account, could take any team on that we were going up against. That said, they add the scrolls. There are some players that don't attack or can't attack because there's just no teams to attack on here, right? We have more scrolls. There's a total of 90 scrolls to be able to use for battles, and there's not 90 slots here yet for us to attack. So I think once that is, once this is all maxed out, then we'll have the 90 that you need to be able to fight, and everybody will have to do the fight. Right now, if a couple of people are missing the fight, it's, it's not perfectly fine, but it's manageable, right?
But we'd get way more than 90.
Right now?
If you upgrade this town hall, then everyone gets an extra 1.
Yeah.
Well, if you upgrade, so you can only upgrade your posts, defense towers, and mana shrines, right? And your stronghold.
No, you can also upgrade, yeah.
You can't upgrade these.
No.
Right? So you're only getting a few extra slots. So this up here, upgraded to a tier 3, I believe you get another 6 or 8 teams.
It says it. Upgrade tab.
Where are we? Details.
No,
defense team slots.
It's 12 to 16.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, it goes 12 to 16. Okay, so we're going to go, it goes to
Level
16.
2. That's for level 2.
That's for level 2. So 4, you get 20 right there. I'm guessing. Here, if you go to upgrade, you get 3, so you get 1 more, you get the 4. So you'll end up getting 90 fights at that point. But I do also want to mention, if you don't put any sort of teams in, guys, it's an automatic defeat to whatever the other person puts in. If they just put in like a 1-star uncommon champion.
Really?
Yeah, it's an automatic
I think it's an autofill from your previous selection, no?
Right, but if the opposing team that we went up against, they did not have a couple of their shrines.
Maybe they never placed it before.
They never placed anything. They never put any defense teams in or anything. It was just empty. It's an automatic win for your opponent. So just place something in, even if it's, whatever. Be a player, be a team player. But this week, it looks like it was a little more fair for some people. Not for me, or not for mediocre at best. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is. I did get a new avatar though, so that's kind of cool.
That's another thing we can talk about.
Yeah. Actually, I do have a question from last week's podcast that we never did answer, and I did want to find out from you guys. With the because we moved on from the Hydra stuff too quick. We did have a question by, I believe it was, who was it that gave me the question last week? Mr.
I think it was Heavy Robot.
Heavy Robot, yes, thank you.
I remember it.
About the, this head that we're supposed to be getting for Hydra. What is it going to do? Hydra's been out for almost 2 years now, and we've been told, yes, there's a new head coming, They've dropped some animations, pictures of what the new head could be. It's got some lightning and stuff around it. But I want to ask you guys, what do you think the new Hydra head's abilities are going to be? Or at least the main ability, Ken?
I am thinking they are gonna release that with the announcement they made 2 months ago, maybe. I'm talking about they said they are gonna rebalance the Hydra, for the cheese comp, like Tranda comp stuff like that. Maybe this is how they are going to stop the Tranda. They are going to release a special head, not special head, just another head. But this head is not going to be make Tranda happy. Maybe
No. So
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
this head not getting like one shot, or I don't know, like.
Maybe this new head is you can only weak hit it no matter the affinity. Maybe force us.
Tranda doesn't do damage.
If your name has a T in it, you can't damage it. Gestal, what do you think, man?
Yeah, when I saw you send that question over earlier before the podcast, I thought like Enfeeble right away. I was like, it's probably Enfeeble. That kind of makes the most sense. But then, I feel like they created this Hydra head, like when they originally created Hydra, and Enfeeble's relatively new, so I don't know if that's the case, and they can certainly make changes along the way, obviously. If this is like if they've had this Hydra head for 2 years now and they've just been sitting on it, then it's probably something older, or it could just have some new buff or debuff that we don't even know yet. But Enfeeble was my initial. That's where I thought that was my initial inclination.
We got Darn here that says HP burn and petrification. That's pretty solid. Rizola says resistant to Trenda's thick thighs. All right.
Those are irresistible.
Sus says new head comes with stone skin on always and eats your highest crit damage champion. Ooh, that would suck. Nobo says a new head called No More Mr. Thick Noobs. 40 says miscreated monster Hydra head, AoE stun and shield. Ooh, that would, although with that new champion that we just got, the new fusion, ignoring shields or doing extra shield damage or whatever it is, that wouldn't be bad. Mr. Minix says Enfeeble or Taunt would be my guess. T-Bone says one-shots Trundas. Noble says, yeah, looks like my mother. Wow. That's my cue to go to PJ next.
Yeah, I think, wasn't the rumor early on it's supposed to be like a stun, like electric head or something like that? You guys hear about that?
I did not hear that rumor, but
yeah, wish we had JR Star on here. I think he knows about it. But yeah, I think there was some type of rumor that was supposed to be like a stun electric type head. I'm not sure if they're gonna go with that. I could, like Gestal said, they could easily bring out something brand new that we've never seen. I hope the head isn't made to just counter Trunda. I hope they do that separately and not just be like, okay, we'll just have a head that does it. I don't like that. But maybe, yeah, there's no HP burns. I mean, we just go through like the debuffs, I guess, and see like what they haven't added. But yeah, some type of stun, I think, could be interesting.
I hope you guys are ready for my answer, but Michael here says instant devour. That could be an interesting one. Instantly digest Trunda. Wow, a lot of love for Trunda, guys. A lot of love for Trunda. Roadblock, what do you got, brother?
To me, it makes the most sense to do something related to a lot of the buffs and debuffs that they've incorporated with varying champions. You guys have already mentioned them. Enfeeble. I don't think anyone said intercept yet. Maybe something that, it can ignore block buffs or block debuffs rather. But it can't ignore intercept, So now all of a sudden you've got a champion that you need to bring, right? We're getting a lot more and more of those champions being introduced. So that's kind of my thought process there.
Okay. Let's see. Sus says freeze head would instantly freeze and be annoying. Okay.
Something with like turn meter boosting, or like not making us turn meter boost.
Making making us turn meter boost or turn meter decrease. I guess that would screw up the speed tune. But all right, are you guys ready for what my thoughts are? And I know that there's a certain creator here, or not here with us today, but a certain creator that is a huge fan of this. And I think the new Hydra Head is going to cause your support champions to be polymorphed. I think that's where we're headed to. And I know Big Papa Drock out there is looking at me right now saying, I hate you, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to whoop your ass. But, I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
It's kind of in line, with what I was saying, right? We've got anti-polymorph champions and gear now. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I don't like it, but it makes sense.
It could be, polymorph anybody on your team. I think, that's it's fun to theorize and think about this stuff. Chat's like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this, guys. We're not playing polymorph. But no, I think there's a lot of great ideas. I think probably a stun mechanic is more reasonable. Because again, the theory crafting or, visually looking at with the picture that they've released. Sorry, sus. Sorry. But, looking at what it was is it's a lightning head, lightning stuns, just thinking, or maybe stunning an HP burn. I think that's probably what more logical we're going to be.
I thought you said you didn't know about the lightning head.
No, I saw the lightning head is in the picture, bro. I didn't
When
hear
I said it
what
earlier,
the
playing dumb. Okay.
We get some reflect damage. Ooh, that would be dangerous. Well, they already have reflect damage in game, so maybe something that increases resistance buff or gives them an increased defense buff, right? And then maybe this head is susceptible to enemy max HP. Hitters.
I would love it.
I think those guys need some love there because it's definitely been kind of crazy, but definitely quite a few interesting things to talk about. Let me ask you guys, where can everybody come and find you? Ken?
FinalKenpachi is streaming on the Twitch every single day, starting with the clan boss reset, and at the same name, FinalKenpachi on the YouTube channel.
Awesome. Gestal, where can everybody come and find you, brother?
Gestal Gaming on Twitch and YouTube. I've been posting my live arena on YouTube the last couple of weeks, so if you want to give me a follow over there,
I'm wishing them.
Yeah, and come check them out, man. I'm a small whale in a very large ocean against a bunch of really difficult comps, but it's fun when you can beat some of them. So if you want to check those out, that's over there on YouTube, Gestal Gaming as well.
Okay. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, MXPJE on Twitch. I stream pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day as much as possible. And then on Sundays, we hang out here on the Knights of Teleria podcast, talking with you guys and discussing all things raid. And I love it.
Awesome. Hey, Roadblocks, where can everybody come and find you, brother?
You can find me on YouTube. I go by I'm Roadblock. That's all one word. So yeah, come check me out.
All right, do me a favor and drop your link in chat for everybody to be able to come and follow you over there, if you wouldn't mind, please. And then, yeah, you can always find them all here on Sunday on the Knights of Teleria podcast, along with any of your other favorite creators. I mean, we've got Roadblocks that came on today by a viewer suggestion, reached out to PJ, said, yeah, I would love to be on. And that's how it happened. So if you guys have other creators out there that want to come on, whether they're big or small, whatever their views are, whether they're free to play, pay to win, reach out, let us know. Any one of these guys here can put them in contact, or they can get in contact with me. I do not discriminate against anybody that wants to come on and give out their views. Let's talk about some shout outs, guys. What do you got for a shout out for me? Ooh, PJ looks ready. Let's go, PJ. Now, Ken, what do you got for a shout out for me, brother?
I like to shout out my clanmate this week. Like I said, I'm going a little bit step back on the clan leader stuff. So they are a little bit taken over the clan. First of all, the 9 and the Red already taking care of the clash, and the 9 is going to take care of the siege, which is I don't like the siege.
Okay.
So yeah, I first time I feel nice, dude. Like no stress, you know. I'm like, I don't have to worry about it, you know. I'm just gonna follow their order. That's all. Easiest thing to do. So big shout out them, love them.
Are you gonna pass leadership over to one of them? And
I mean, I don't mind if they want. I really don't mind.
how are they gonna figure out who the leader becomes? Are they gonna do rock paper scissors?
I mean, I don't think everybody is very excited to be in leader, you know. Like, trust me, man, leader is not good thing on this game. Like, being leader is not good thing.
Okay. Gestal, what about you, brother?
I'm gonna shout out my man Jelly_07. He's been streaming a lot recently, just getting into it, I think, or at least getting into it with Raid. Go over there, check him out on Twitch. He's been hanging out in my stream for a long time and just getting into the streaming things. Go check him out.
Okay. PJ, you ready for me now?
Yeah. We're gonna be shouting out Alex Chocolate. He's another Raid streamer. I think he speaks Portuguese and
He's
also
Brazilian.
English. Yeah, Brazilian.
Yeah.
So post his link in chat. But yeah, good dude. Rated me a few times. Showed him some love as well. So check him out. I'm gonna follow if you guys are not already. About to post his link in chat in a second. But yeah, Alex Chocolate.
Okay. Roblox, what about you?
Do they have to be Raid Shadow Legends or just any streamer?
Anybody you want to shout out?
All right, I've got a good friend of mine. His name is Itari. Living Sacrifices with ones as the eyes, of course. Am I cool to post that in your chat?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
All right. Yeah, he's a variety streamer. You know, right now I think he's doing multiverses right now. So, you know, check him out. Really, really small, just getting started. But yeah, I would take a look at it.
All right. I got a few shout outs here. We got Med Reform, who followed on Twitch. Thank you very much. Joe Leisure, who followed over on YouTube during the stream. Thank you very much. CGZ, thank you very much for the follow over on Twitch. Mofi TV1, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. And then Cyberkiller TV, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. As for my shout out, it's going to go to, again, somebody I haven't seen in a while. And I kind of miss him. Like I do talk to him week to week. And it's going to be my boy HWZ, man. Big guy right there. Much love to him. Like I do talk to him literally week to week, and I'm like, hey, where you at? What you doing? Where you going? But you know, real life sometimes takes over. Can't stream as much as we want to. He can't do as many things as we want to. But you know, he's still around. He's still doing good, which is glad to see. As for today, guys, I know the show is a little shorter than what it is, but I didn't want to fill it with just random things during the show. I don't think it deserves it, or you guys deserve it. So we will be calling this about 10 minutes early. That said, we are going to go raid Mr. Basar over on Twitch. And, you know, if you guys have something you want us to discuss on next week's podcast, feel free to reach out. If you got questions, definitely reach out. Let us know. We'll discuss them. We'll debate them. And have a lot of fun with them. Guys, as always, it's been a great time. It's been a lot of love. Thank you all for spending your precious time with us here. It means so much both to me and to all of these guys to be here with you, having you all here. As always, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. We'll catch you guys next time.